Okay, so this is going to be a video about factoring an expression that's in the term of ax squared plus bx plus c. Only this time I'm going to show you using an example. So our example is right here. It's 6x squared plus 17x plus 5. And based on what I described in the previous video, we know that these outside terms need to multiply together to make some other terms that add together to get this 17. So what I'm going to do is multiply the 6 and the 5 together to get 30. Okay, so we need the factors of this 30 to add together to get 17. So we need to come up with factors for 30. Well, we have the 6 and the 5, but that would add together to get 11, so you know it's not 6 and 5. We can try 2 and 15 to get 30, and you end up with 2 plus 15 is equal to 17. So these are going to be the two numbers that you're using for this middle term. Okay, so we're going to be using the numbers 15 and 2 to get this middle term. So an easy way to write it down would be to write this 6x squared plus, now it's going to be 2x and 15x to represent this 17x. What I'm going to do is put the 2x on the same side as the 6 and the 15x on the same side as the 5 because they have common factors. Here are the 2 with the 6 and the 15 and the 5. From here, now I'm going to factor out the greatest common factor between the 6x and the 2x, which ends up being 2x. And you end up with 3x plus 1 in the factored form for these two right here. And then I'm going to add that to this part right here, but I'm going to factor out the greatest common factor here, which ends up being 5. So you end up with 3x plus 1. If you notice, we have the 3x plus 1 here and the 3x plus 1 here. So what you can do is combine this 2x and this plus 5 to be 2x plus 5, parentheses, times the quantity 3x plus 1. And then we have our factored form of this trinomial up here. Now a good way to do it, to test if this is right, is to check your work. So I'm going to do the 2x times the 3x and times the 1, and you end up with 6x squared plus 2x. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this 5. So 5 times 3x is 15x. And then 5 times the 1 is 5. Simplify this, you end up with 6x squared plus 17x plus 5, which matches what we started with. So you know that this right here would be the factored form of this trinomial. So hopefully that example helps explain how to factor trinomials in this form. Now it's not always going to work. There are exceptions to this rule that just they don't factor out evenly, but ones that do will match this way of doing it. So if you have any questions about any of this, let me know.